Listen, if you're tired of dealing with corn earworms, you just can't seem to get a handle on them, let me show you how to keep them off your dinner plate forever. Well, I had to pull my corn. Might have been a little early simply because I had to do it. The coons were all up in it. I should have trapped them. I didn't do it. So what I did, instead of pulling the corn, I actually cut it. Most of them I just cut off the stalk, and that just was quicker. But I've got a lot of earworm damage. We just had so much rain. I mean, it's June and we have been deluged by rain. And for that reason, I've only gotten to spray a couple of times. And when I did spray, the next day, the rain had washed it off. So what I'm doing, normally I'll just take that whole ear just like that, put it in a freezer, a vacuum seal bag, and I'll seal 5, 6 of them in a bag and just be done with it, and we'll cook them just like that. We'll take them out and cook them just like that. This year, because I know I got some earworm damage, I'm just cutting off. Now this is a little old dinky ear. I'm cutting off the tops and looking. If I don't see any damage, then I'll leave it. Another one. Some of these are pretty small, like I say, maybe a little immature. That one's got a little earworm damage in it right there. So I'll back off about another 1/2 inch until I don't see any damage. Then I'm gonna cut the ends off of it and put it away. Now these are bigger and these are gonna be better. But sometimes you can feel that earworm damage. I feel some right there, so I'm gonna cut it right there. And that's pretty clean. I know I'm missing a few rows on some of these. I cut it back too short the first time, and for that reason I'm missing a few rows of corn. But I'd rather I'm out in the hot sun. I'd just rather get this done. Cutting the tops off, checking for earworms. I got touch right there. He just started right there, so I'm gonna come in about 1/4 inch, cut that off. I just don't like going to the microwave. That's usually where we do our corn. I don't like going to the microwave and microwaving my corn and finding a dead, fried, roasted, juicy earworm in there that's exploded. That's exploded in the microwave. It's just not something I enjoy doing. So cut it off, look for earworm damage. If there is none, then cut the bottom end of it off. And I'm only cutting the bottom end off so they'll go in the freezer bag better. I can get more of them in a freezer bag. Flip it around. First I feel it. Some of them don't have any cornworm damage. That's why I know I'm probably losing. If I cut back too far the first time, I'm losing a little bit probably. But like right there, didn't even start on that one. That was perfect. That was a perfect cut. Cut the butt off of it, and feel it first. No earworm. Then cut the butt in, just to make it a smaller profile for the freezer bag. Not the freezer bags. The vacuum sealer bags. Feel it. Cut it. There's a big one in there. Cut it some more. Ooh, he got juicy. I squished him. He was in it to win it. All right, so I got him. So now, for me, I can microwave this now or cook this, either one. I can shuck it, cook it, whatever. But I can pull it out of that freezer bag and know that I just don't have any earworms in it because I cut them all off. I cut them all out, and again, some of these sure look immature, but dadgum, I think that darn coon got more than I did. I've probably got, this is I think a 1/2 bushel basket, and this is my second one, so I got 2 of these full. In fact, when I cut the other ones up like I'm doing now and put them in that thing, it filled up a 1/2 bushel basket. So we're gonna have quite a bit of corn. That one's got a little something started there. I'll back off about a 1/2 inch and he's gone. So it doesn't take much. Once you can judge when you get in there and you see a big old place where the worm's been eaten, then you want to back off maybe a 1/2 inch when you cut it off, and if not, maybe just a 1/4 inch. That's borderline right there. Looked like he might have sniffed on it. He might have sniffed around on it, but didn't start eating it. There's one. I got a little earworm. I hope you can see that. Some earworm. You can see it dark place where the earworms have been chewing on it. And I'll come back about a ½ inch and it's gone. So I got it all in that one cut. And I'm gonna give all this the scraps, which will be the tips, the corn, the ear tips, as well as the shucks and stuff like that. I'll throw it over the fence to the cows. Let them have it. It's not gonna go to waste. They may not eat, the worms, but if it lays out there for long enough, something eat them worms. I bet you. I bet you some kind of bird comes along and has him a feast on it, which I'm happy with. I just hate earworms, and they're just down here in the south where it's humid, and again, we have had the rain. I mean, we have had the rain. Down here in the south where it's this humid, it's just, things are tougher than it is. You know, these folks up north say, oh, I don't have to use any chemicals. I tell you what, you're a better gardener than me, which is probably true, but still, I mean, down here in the south, I just don't see how anybody does it without chemicals. Not just earworms, but just shoot anything, especially like fruit, peaches, and I gave up on peaches. I cut them down. I couldn't do them without spraying. It seemed like every other day. They want you to spray every 7 days. And I think I was spraying the 2 years that I really got faithful with the peach. We're supposed to be talking about corn, but I'm talking about peaches now. The 2 years that I really was faithful with my spraying program, I don't think I got a decent peach. So I gave up. I had peaches, I had nectarines, and anyway, this is corn. We're talking about corn, aren't we? Wasn't I supposed to be talking about corn? So, but what I'm ending up with is a short ear. You know, they're not the long ears, and these are supposed to be about 8 inches long, and they're probably 6 even when I get through with them. But I've got, yep, I see a little booger on it. Got to cut that booger off. He had just started, like I say. I think he just sniffed it. And when he sniffed it, I don't want. If he sniffed it, I don't want him. Cut it off. Look, that dark spot. There's one. We'll cut back about a ½ inch. Gone. And that way you know you're earworm free when you start cooking your corn. You know, it's a little more trouble to go through because I'd much rather freeze it just like it sits right there. Much easier to do if I didn't have earworms, but I'm tired of cooking. I'm tired of fricasseed earworm. But anyway, just wanted to show you. I'll show you the two baskets that are going to be full when I get through, off of 4 rows about 48 feet long. 4 tightly packed rows. 48, I think it is 47, 48 feet long. And we're going to get, originally I thought I'd get a couple hundred ears because I had that 260 plants or something, so I figured I'd get at least 200 good ears. I don't know that I'm going to get that because the coons have got in it, and I've got probably 30, 40, 50 of them out there that are just stripped by the coons. Could be squirrels. Squirrels love it. Squirrels really get into it, but I hadn't seen any. Usually you see a squirrel running off with a big old corn cob in his mouth. I haven't seen that. So, but the way they're stripped, the way they're pulled down, it just takes a pretty good sized animal. And we saw a coon on our back deck about a week ago, about 11 o'clock at night. So I know they were there. Now I didn't even think about it when I saw him. I didn't think about the corn. I should have, because corn wasn't ready. Corn wasn't ripe. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Anyway, there's some more earworm. Cut him off. Good ear now. Cut that off. I'm saving all this. I'll rake it up for the cows. What's going on the ground will get raked up, and what don't get raked up will get mowed over. More earworm. Nothing. Cut it off. done. It doesn't take long, and you're telling me, some of you screaming at that YouTube screen and saying, "Dadgum, you're wasting a lot of corn." Well, I know, man. That one is eat up. I cut off quite a bit, and I got there, down here. It's down like another inch. I'm gonna cut that way back. It's a big ear, so I'm still gonna get about the same amount of corn. But man, he got in there. He had him a nice little peaches and cream breakfast. And that's what this is, peaches and cream. I got it from Haas Tools. It's a good brand. It's a bicolored corn, really good variety. And we've grown it before, really like it. So anyway, I just want to show you this. I'll come back in just a minute when I get it all done and show you my 2 baskets in the house. I've already taken one in the house, and then we'll shrink wrap it, vacuum seal it, whatever. And but right now, until I take you in the house and show you how much we got all total, we'll be back right now. So here they are on the house. Again, I think these are, pretty sure they're half bushel baskets, and actually that's a smaller basket. I didn't realize that now. So I don't have a full bushel, but 3/4 at least, if not, well over a half bushel. And probably 3/4, closer to a full bushel, probably. Anyway, my point is, I'm going to leave them in here for a little while, let them cool down a little bit. It's a little cooler in here than it is outside. And then we'll start vacuum sealing them, and I'll let you know how many ears we got total. So here we are vacuum sealing, and normally I put 6 in the bag, but they're not the cutoffs like I've made this time. I'm cutting off the worms and such. The ears are longer, so we normally put 6 in a bag. Getting 8 in this one. This is a FoodSaver. Some people like the big fancy commercial vacuum sealers. I've had a couple of FoodSavers. I've still got, I think, my old one, and I bought a new one. I don't know why, I just did. This one's got the accessory port for doing cans or jars, mason jars and stuff. If you do get a FoodSaver, I guess any of them, I don't know whether any of them do that besides FoodSaver, but make sure you get one with the port. Man, it just gives you so many other opportunities. It's going to be hard to do this with one hand, but basically you lay it up in here like this. You don't want wrinkles. You want it straight. Get it straight. Close it. Lock it down. This one is vacuum and seal, and this one is just seal. I'll show you why we use that in just a second. Vacuum and seal. You can see it start pulling the vacuum here. Actually scooches it up closer to the machine. This one's a little slower, if I remember right, a little slower than my first one. So now it went straight into seal. That red light is on, seal, and it'll go off. And when it does, I'll show you what else I do. All right, red light is off, so it's seal for all practical purposes. I mean, for most people. I pull it back. You probably may not even can tell it, but I'm gonna pull it back about 1/4 inch. About 1/4 inch. I'm gonna lock it down again, and then I'm just gonna press seal, not vacuum, but seal. I want to get a second seal on this open end. I like it because, this end's got a big seal. That's almost a half, that's 3/8 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch seal on it. And I found it to be better, or at least makes me sleep better, to have 2 good seals on it. Okay, so that's the way I do it. I seal it, vacuum and seal it, and then I pull it back just a little bit and do one more seal on it. But and then it's a brick. I mean, it's a brick because it is vacuumed real well. So we're stacking them up here, and we're gonna get her done. Still got a bunch more to do. Wife is putting them in the bags, and I'll let you know how many ears we come out with. Putting 8, I think most of them are gonna have 8 in there. I'll show you how many we have in just a minute. So we're out here at the big freezer now, the big upright freezer, and I came up with 106 ears, I think. Stacks in there real nice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6. times 8, so 12 times 8, plus we had some that we didn't freeze. Actually, we had a visitor come over while we were doing that, and we gave her some corn, and we ate some fresh. So anyway, 106 years, I think. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, I really highly recommend one. Again, these things, it's just when it vacuums them, they become a brick. And until you pop that seal, cut it open, that's the way it's going to be. We are eating corn right now. Let me see if I find some. Yeah, down here. We're eating corn right now. That is from 2023. 2 years. We ate some last night. Good stuff. So I highly recommend a vacuum sealer. Again, I'll put a link below to one or more vacuum sealers. I like the FoodSaver, and I've used them for, I don't know, 20 years maybe. They're good not only for storing food, which is great. Right now down the road, stores got corn 4 for $1. I'm not even sure I can grow it 4 for $1. In fact, I was down there this morning. I bought 4 ears just to see if how good they were, if they were any better than the ones I raised or any worse than the ones I raised. Anyway, but you can marinate meat real fast. You know, put some marinade in one of those bags, throw you a steak in there, vacuum it, and I mean, it's marinated as if you soaked it overnight, as if you marinated it overnight. Just they're good. So many things. Leftovers, gosh, we put so many things in these. My wife would make a big casserole, big lasagna, something like that. We just throw it in there and freeze it. Love them. Love the vacuum sealer, and think you will too. So look below if you're interested in that. But here they are, about 106 ears off that little 4 foot wide. Not even 4 foot wide, 4 rows of in that raised bed, 48 feet long or so. So really like it. It grows great corn, and I wish I could have left it a little longer. I think it could have used, some of these ears could have used a few more days, but that darn coon was tearing me up. So anyway, here's 106 ears. That's what I want to show you, and we've got them all out here in the big freezer, and along with some pretty good grub. And that's it. We're gone.